Hey, welcome, guys. Welcome. Sorry I'm late. I'm already going to coordinate with the Twitter space here that you're going to see on there. um, but we're going to go through and get things started. Me and Canna Queen are on a collaborative group, pretty much promotion space. So we're individuals in the community of the crypto and NFT world group together and talk about projects, things that they're doing, and support each other, right? And that's what we're going to share. So I'm going to do the basic intro. I'm going to be here for comments to communicate with you guys. If you don't have Twitter, if you do have Twitter, you'll be able to experience it in Twitter in Spaces by following Honeycomb Hydro. You can find it through there. Canna Queen Cara, whichever. Sorry, I wanted to see if another person was wanting to play a song, but we're recording. They're not on the space because it wasn't set already in the beginning, and you can't go reset it. Little nuances in each social media, right? But he has some recorded music or music that hasn't been recorded yet, so we won't be sharing that music here on what we're on the StreamYard MK podcast that we're on now. But you might hear some later. We'll let everybody know when the room starts populating that it's being recorded and all that good shit. So let me get the fucking music started here, and then I will share the screen once the song is done here, and I hope you guys enjoy.
What the beast of the earth. While the beasts of the earth still feed off the
Leave me.
We can get burly remarks and dodge. You can't stay the king of the parking lot. I don't stay scared if you bark a lot. Spend too much time around parks and shots at the park in the dark with the heads hang low and the primo smoke to wash out your clothes and the weed don't smoke. That failed your test violation, probation. The case can't rest violation. The nation face down in this mess. Corporation motivation with the police confess. Manufacturing the product of criminals. They don't try to hide it subliminal. The products in the pocket of the prison holes, and we are the product. They sell back our souls. We are the prophets and hell as it goes. We are a populace who fell to the ghosts of the brothers. Prophets a prison of luck. War on drugs is driving the stocks. And the war on drugs is for driving the stock.
Let's go.
Let me show you something.
Don't leave me.
Let me show you something.
Don't leave me.
Let me show you something.
Don't leave me.
Let me show you something.
Don't leave
Beasts of
me.
the earth still feed on the poor. Some teachers are preachers and keepers of love. While the beasts of the earth still feed off the blood. Some teachers are preachers and keepers of love. While the beasts of the earth still trample the blood. In prison projects, fill prison pockets. Till the prison projects, the prison pockets. The light and the might bring a sight to the blind. Spit love in the mud, clean your eyes in the shrine. Power to the people, screaming fuck all the lies. Cause the prison to the sequel is a fucking hate crime. Citizens of the earth band together to the lies. And the truth sets us free. You are cleansing their eyes. Bring wars that greed men. Fight wars for greedy men. The poor still bleeding in. The war abusing men. Important priests and sin. Religion buried in. The blood is deepening. The love is creeping in. Divorce and the force is the course that we're married in. Choose to refuse. See the tombs of the buried men. Views they confuse while they choose what they carry and proves that the truth that knows is still win.
Leave me.
this is a Jack Terror Improviser Genetics. Lineage is Jack Terror, that I used to call Jack Herrera, but that's wrong. All right, guys, they are about done with the music here, so I'm going to get the screen shared. You aren't going to see me or Canna Queen or any of the other people, but you'll see the bubbles. I'll show you now how to get into Twitter Spaces if you have a Twitter account. And then you will hear this music that is in the background. I'll turn that down now. And we will see how all this works. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to hit it with a Chrome tab. And make sure this is sharing on there. Perfect. I'm going to remove myself. You guys, this is Twitter Spaces on Twitter through the computer. So it looks a little different on there. And you're only going to see these little bubbles on the side here when I go in and join. I go ahead and do that. Thank you. All right, so there we go. Now we got me added and I'm tiny. Perfect. So I'm going to go to Twitter here, guys. Listen live, even though I'm on it on my phone as well. Now you guys should hear it. So here's some music. This is not the stuff that wasn't recorded. This is others. I'm going to, this doesn't get any bigger. It stinks. If you can scroll through, you can see there's a few people here, right? Go up in there. You want to win some NFTs, things like that. That does happen in this collaborative group on daily or weekly, I should say. So you can do that. Ready to join us, follow rules, things like that. If you want to sit and watch and listen here, with the screen to get bigger, I'm at the corners. So that's only the thing I don't like about it. It's not very big. We join that space. Go ahead and see that here. So there's honeycomb hydro. And it at least is what it is. It sucks that this can't be bigger. I guess I could just share this section. Let me try that. I'll try sharing just this section. And we'll see if it will make it any bigger. Trying testing. No, I don't want to invite anybody yet. Testing. Share screen. No, it does not let me. Wait, window. No. Well, let me do it, guys. I could set it up, but not right now. We did that earlier. It looks like there's a way. Until then, make these any smaller. It doesn't let me resize my bars. So this is what it looks like on the computer. Now to find Twitter Spaces, I'd recommend use your phone. Twitter Spaces on a phone. Computer is not very friendly. You can't talk on it. On a computer, you can on a phone. So there's a little bit of information, education on it. Get your drinks ready, phones ready, tabs ready. 7:10 just passed somewhere over in the mountain time. So 9 minutes until 4:20, guys. And I'm going to
Welcome to Katrina and After Hours. Let's puff about it. One of one art, music, and cannabis. I'm Lord Prophetic Wisdom. I will be the DJ for tonight, and Katrina will be hosting, and After Hours will be co-hosting. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We have some wonderful, wonderful artists, very unique artists who will be coming up. And this is all to celebrate their actual art, a piece of their soul. Katrina, how are you doing tonight? After Hours, how are you doing on this fantastic night?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We're both a little nervous, I'd say for sure, but excited. And I think we're gonna have a good time. And we are gonna kind of get started. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. My name is Katrina. If you don't know me already, um, I am with the Gorilla Mansion, and this space is actually an extension of the Gorilla Mansion. But we specifically made it to highlight one artists, musicians, and cannabis. So, sit down, relax, listen, and have a good time. If you want to come up, raise your hand and let me know, and I'll bring you up as a speaker. We've got a list of people we're going down, so but I will definitely try to get you in if I can. Um, After hours, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, how's it going? I am a few edibles in, so that's how that's going. I figure this is the cannabis space, so it's only appropriate and it's only right to come here fully prepared and ready to talk about some art. Um, but I come from New York. I am right now creating AI art, and I'm very excited to see what everyone here to share today. I also, I'm excited to see because I know we have some music actually that's gonna be played here as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we're actually starting with the musician Jay Reckless.
Awesome, yeah, that I'm really looking forward to as well. How's so we have Becca and we have Canna Queen up here too. How are you guys doing?
Becca's working on something for a minute.
Hey, After Hours. Hey, Katrina. Everybody else. I'm also a couple edibles deep after hours, so I figure you're not alone. It's gonna be okay. We got this. And I hope yours kick in just as just as lovely as mine have.
Yeah, they're starting to definitely amplify a little bit there. I had some earlier, and I was like, you know what? It's space is about to start. Might as well eat a little bit more. So we'll see how that goes. And I have a vape as well. So, everything's just pumping.
Nice. What kind of edibles did you have?
I have some punch bars.
Nice. I had a coffee with chocolates in it.
Coffee, like ground
Yeah,
up
I made a
coffee.
coffee with I put an extra calf coffee. And then I melted down 2 of our 100 milligram little Hershey Kiss sized chocolates in there and swirled it up with the coffee and some creamer and Snickers dust. And it was so good.
That sounds like a great
Sounds good.
time.
Yeah, it was really good. I needed to be more awake, but also more baked for this space because I knew it was going to be about not only art, music, and cannabis, but just like community and vibes. And I wanted to be in the right mindset and not sitting here yawning my ass off. So I figured it would be good to just do the can of coffee at like 7:30 is I think when I drank it. So I've been vibing for a little bit and getting things ready and just chilling. So yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Well, all right, let's get started. You're in the right place. How about we bring up Jay Reckless first? Jay Reckless, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello.
Okay.
I
Jay, sorry to interrupt real quick. Katrina, can I jump in and at least announce that we are recording and multi-streaming through Facebook, Instagram, when people are listening here on Twitter. If you're looking at captions and reading captions, regardless if you hit record, captions are an AI and it only works because it is recording. Just some food for thought. But we are promoting Canna Queen and myself do a podcast. We're testing. A lot of people we've noticed on Facebook and other platforms are not experiencing what Twitter Spaces has to offer. And we are bringing that to them through the podcast. And I am streaming my Twitter space from my computer. Well, this Twitter space, even though it's a tiny little box on the computer, which I'll reach out to Twitter about that shit. But doing some testing for StreamYard's capabilities in there and future API work togethers of Twitter Spaces and the lack of things that don't exist that should exist and vice versa. So we just want to do a disclaimer on that, let you guys know that it is live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yes, thank you for that. I forgot.
For sure, thanks. And I will stay within the bounds of mass communication etiquette. I am a guitarist first. I've been playing guitar since I was 8 years old. And I got into songwriting and it kind of just went that direction. So right now, a little bit about me is one, I like everyone. I'm pretty awkward once you start asking about me. But if you ask about what I do, I could talk forever. But um, let's see. So I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff because I'm literally that bad at it, and I had some forethought. But so my music altogether is like a communication. I think that artists have a channel where there's a collective conscious and people are all tuned into it. And as an artist, you're tasked with bringing that and using those channels that you have to bring to more people. And so the message or the sender of the message would be collective conscious, which if you think about it, it's a person or a lot of people that feel a certain way. And so the message that I guess I got tapped into, I don't know how I feel about it, but somehow I just got the inside mood of like always like feel broken or like frustrated and overlooked or skipped or something. And so that causes me a lot of rage. And it only shows up in my music because I mean you might be able to hear I probably talk with a smile all the time. I feel like somebody called me Joker all the time. Solely calls me a Joker all the time, and sometimes I'm thinking, well, he does smile a lot, and here I go again, smiling. Which I am rambling, but it is a part of me personally. Is the rambling, and so my music, the more I create, I get into like this is the most recent stage I've gotten into understanding. Okay, I have to be actually saying something with my music. So what I'm saying is like you can feel all those like feelings, like avoiding. This is not to like turn this into a mental health space, but this is literally what my music's about. And I've written this down, so I'm not like off the cuff going whatever. I say stuff like avoiding suicide, delusions, but keeping to myself because what if I were to tell somebody, it's not like it would change. I'd go back to feeling that in the first place. So this is how I feel, and that's what I want to be communicated through my music. And so I'll have words like, um, I'm livid that you leave with my lonely one and only heartbeat. So like having one heart and having someone come and take it, anyone could relate to that. That's just a little bit of code writing that I use because saying it too flatly, I try to say it plain, but I mean, I like to creatively address my mental feelings, or I guess thoughts, but physical feelings. And the medium would be through music. Me as a person, I've had some rough times in life. I feel like if I were to die today, I would have lived enough for several lifetimes. I've gone through a lot. Um, I lived in my car like a couple times, which wasn't that bad, but I think the fact that I thought it wasn't that bad is probably a problem. And so, like I spent the whole time the times done the starving artist things four times. And so the receiver would be that type of person, just on the other end of go to a place, feel frustrated, you get out of there, and it wrecks your life, and so you end up in a whirlpool of unfortunate mishappenings. And so the context of it, is what my life would be. I look at my phone or whatever screen is closest to me and think of how everyone has someone, but it's not really true for me, and you just want to scream. And so, with that, this is one of the first tracks. I don't know how many tracks, but it's called Things Like This Don't End Well. And give thumbs up if it sounds good. Thumbs down if I should turn it down. Or so here's the song. Just like you, never want to my knees. I don't care who else is happy. So I know it's true, and I'm bad for you. I'll try to fix it. How about you? This reckless abandon. I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret it. But I'm biting my nails and I'm not as out. I'm broken and everyone knows how sticky it is. And everything goes for me. I'm got nobody. No one really knows me. It feels like the void of no return. But I don't really know where I'm going forever. Then I hit first time back. It's reckless abandon. I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret it. It's like reckless abandon. And I knew I'd regret
Thank you. Let's throw some hands up for JR Reckless.
Sure. Thanks for listening. that one is one of 3 songs that I have ready for today.
Awesome. We're gonna keep it moving and go on to the
Wait.
next person. But if we have time later on, I would love for you to play us some more.
Thanks.
Okay, so now we're gonna bring up Honeycomb Hydro. Welcome, Honeycomb Hydro. Retweet
Thank
the
you, Chris.
room, everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got it right before me. I was going to say, everybody that's in here, go ahead and make sure you've tweeted the room. I'm going to go ahead and share thing up top for everybody in here. Normally, I was going to do a green list giveaway, but figured anyone that's listening, if they have the heart and compassion towards the plant on a level to get involved, then they might as well lock in the price for green listing now. That price is available for mint of 0.0420 of any hero packs, and it has not been changed on Etherscan. Looking at doing that probably Monday, that the price will go up to 0.071 unless you get your green list, which I'll share that up top here after I get done breaking up this weed, rolling the joint. But I can still talk and do the weed and the joint aspects, so we're good. We're 6 minutes into the 420 session. There's 10 minutes of every hour, I feel, that we can partake. And yeah, so many opportunities to help at least for me, I use cannabis for my mental wellness. So I'm glad it started off on that. We had another impactful room today that surrounded it as well. So it was also cannabis. It's not surprising that the issues of life in which cannabis treats are the rooms in which cannabis lovers are talking about those issues. So It's a powerful, great thing. Katrina, thank you for hosting this space. You got this shit. It ain't no thing. I've listened to you talk. You know how to run it, and we're all here to support you with it. So, you guys, if you're new to Twitter, because we are streaming on platforms, encouraging people to come in and experience Twitter and the spaces in which it can be. And so, if there's anybody new, make sure you look around, follow the people that you have something in common with any of the speakers you may hear. And like Katrina said, if you got something you need to say, go ahead and raise your hand. And when time comes in and it fits, she'll definitely get down to you, bring you up. We're all about adding values, so we never want to deprive it from ourselves. My name's Michael Camp, founder of Honeycomb Hydro LLC, creator of Hero Packs. Hero Packs is 2,222 NFTs to seed the world. There are 42 different strains. Each NFT is essentially a seed pack. The different rarity and variety of the hero packs ranges from the strains themselves to the seed count being 3, 5, or 7. Then that's on the basic specialists because it is building the green farmies. So we have a military ranking concept within it, and you have specialists. You have your lieutenants, you have your captains, your majors, colonels, and lieutenant generals. So the lieutenant general, I'll just go start at the top and go back. Lieutenant general's 420 seeds, 36 different strains. The colonel is 80 seeds with a 20 count of 4 different strains. The other 10 packs are each of the strain that's according, and then the specialists, the 7, 3, or 5s indicate. All these things are indicated on the card by color of the card. The hero on the card. The art's pretty phenomenal. There's a few artists through Fiverr, and it took about a year and some months to navigate finding the right artists and all the pain points in that. But yes, to seed the world, get quality genetics in people's hands, the education within it from growing, how to grow, and then not just the plant itself, also the digital outlets that myself, others in this room are creating, developing, working with, and to promote and establish the plant on those platforms. Purpose of it, save the planet with the plant, aligned with a bunch of awesome people, but I'll come back in on the back end of it, give some people that I could talk for 2 hours, so easy. So I'll just give you the little highlights of it. You can go to heropacks.com. I still have not shared the link because I actually rolled 2 joints. I might as well do it while I'm here. And sorry, I'm licking them now. But heropacks.com is heropacks with a Z, and that gives you the basic breakdown on it. We got some stuff in Discord. There's some white paper on there to understand the purpose of the plant. We're not just bridging the industries of cannabis and crypto itself, but also bridging into the onboarding into Web3 for it, from both the grower aspect or consumer, and then also the businesses around it. Created a growing competition called Mocana Cup that is going to be a physical event here in outside Kansas City, looking in September 9. We're looking around the 9/11 weekend is what we're shooting for. Date will be offered soon. It will be a cannabis cup mixed with a Web3 immersion aspect, kind of times, on steroids. We're running on a Twitter. The Twitter space button does not say it's recording, yet I'm recording on multiple platforms and all these things. So the capabilities of just what people perspective, you may not know that AI is recording it through Twitter. So regardless, it is recorded if that comforts you at all. If you don't see the red button and it is being recorded, if that does not, we do apologize, but it is a level of expanding of what's there. And, maybe it's a backdoor Twitter doesn't want as well. So it offers these levels of communication lines that can be leveraged in this amazing time and transformation in the world of Web3. But the Hero Packs comes through with great art there. I've also, there's planets that are coordinated. So if you go to OpenSea for Honeycomb Hydro, If you look up Canna Planets with a Z, you'll see the planets that are the cover art for 42 different planets that could be from where each strain came from, but just to have those assets there. Those planets are going to come with 11 different properties, 11 or 11 different regions on the planet with 11 property spots on each region, and then the different types of properties are going to change, and they have different values in the royalties of the products that the regions will be making, kind of like a Tenmore aspect in winery, but that for cannabis, and a fun way to immerse the two worlds together and really highlight and showcase both spectrums of it, and then lift everybody up that's been fighting for it before I was born, and those to continue to fight for it after I'm gone. We give humanitarian aspect, 40% goes back to the community, 10% to save lives in West Ghana through A of Africa, 20% to go to relief, RELEAF, be it a vets, 420 POWs, as we like to call them, like here in Missouri. There's going to be a lot of people coming out. Before this happened and a large group of inmates out, I don't believe there's any state that's set for a reentry concept, being a former inmate. And there's just a lot of shit that's missing, and the people want it. The capabilities are there. Blockchain, it has a level of engagement, and it's unbelievable of what this technology can be leveraged for. It's not just about fucking NFTs, right? It's about the purposes within it and what these tokens capabilities of representation can be, and how they're represented on a ledger. And it's so much deeper than just a bunch of nerds or geeks or devs or whatever term you want to give to it, of this world that we're playing in. People, if you didn't know, as of December 14th, American dollar is backed by crypto. So that's more for the listeners on the podcast that come in. There's a couple there now. Encourage you guys to come here to Twitter, listen to us here, right? Yeah, it's a little just about me. I'm lighting the joint. I'll share the link up there for this space. We're going to be doing a buy two get one free on the hero packs. So if you meant to, I will know where you minted it and all that good stuff, because in the training I encourage everybody to learn how to operate a smart contract, the components within the projects that they're working with. Not to maybe its full magnitude, but at least of a basic understanding of how these things work, so you can actually not be taken advantage of, because sadly, most people suck. And with that, cannabis saves my mental health and the aspect of it. I love you guys. Can't wait to hear the rest of the listeners. If you have any questions, I think, Katrina, we have time, take one or two if there is questions. If not, I'll be coming up again later too. So,
do you have anything you could pin up to the top, like any visuals of art or anything like that?
Absolutely, I'll get some stuff pinned up there. If you look at my profile pic, it's still showing a board TED on this Android, but I changed it on.
I see your planet.
All right, so there's one of the representative planets, and then I'll put the post up there. I'll have a bunch of the heroes and their faces on it, and then Hero Packs has a little carousel to see a few, and then Hero Packs on OpenSea, you can actually go through and see what the cards look like for each hero, and the differences in between color differentiation, and if it's a base strain or if it's a polyhybrid cross or whatnot. So, and then all the different strains and all that good stuff of what my creations are. For example, my Gorilla Glue is Hygor, my Fruity Pebble OG is Jawbreaker, my Purple Urkel Blue Dream is Pub D, and then the crosses in between. And I've been breeding for about 23 years, so I'm growing for 25. And just put a lot in. It's a new SOP of how to go through and sell seeds, but then take art and come and tie it to it, but also documentation on a ledger in which you can actually follow and track, with further progressions into tokenization, gamification, all that good stuff, and then expansion into of clones, and then more so tissue cultures, and actually having live genetics
I've got the individual that's got the patent rights for DNA sequencing of plants and animals on blockchain. So it's leveraging things like that when the funds are there to go to that deep of a level and actually create a live genetics bank of not just cannabis but food in general for if we don't blow ourselves up or don't decide not to plant cannabis in time, we won't have a planet much longer. And it's to change all that, but then also always looking for future and progressive steps through. So with that, I digress.
Anybody else have any more questions? Okay, so if you're ready, Canna Queen Cara, we can go ahead with yours.
I think I'm ready. I might have dosed another 100 milligrams of gummies while Mike was talking, but that's my prerogative. I do enjoy my
Good
edibles.
luck.
I think I'll be just fine after hours. I think I'll be a-okay, but it's only because I dose like at least 1,000 milligrams a day on the normal basis, right? Like
That's a shit ton. Sheesh.
yeah, like that's my medicine. You know what I mean? It's my medicine. So throughout the day, I will take like 200 milligrams here, 300 milligrams there, 200 milligrams here. And then by the end of the day, it's like 1,200 milligrams, So I'll usually be passed out by this time of night if I haven't taken a nap already in the day. But to just get this party started, I figured 300 milligrams made sense. So that's just a little bit about me. I am a cannabis coach, and I don't recommend that normally you take 1,200 milligrams a day unless you are used to taking 1,200 milligrams a day. Um, I highly recommend starting out low if you've never had edibles before. So I don't need to go into a whole journey about why cannabis edibles can affect everybody differently. I think most adults are aware of that. But I do like to say that after I tell everybody that I eat like 1,200 milligrams a day. So be careful with your edibles, guys. If you've never done it before, like 2.5 to 5 milligrams is a good starting dose to see if you feel anything. If you don't feel anything, that's probably because you need a higher dose or you have edible resistance. So you will have to do it in increments of microdosing until you find what works for you. But I do not recommend starting at 100 milligrams. That is just my personal recommendation when it comes to edibles. Anyways, we're here to talk about art and cannabis and all sorts of cool things. And I'd love to take you guys on a journey to understand a little bit more about uh, what I do. So I love to say that I do hot, fat weed girl shit. To put it simply, what that means to me is I'm a digital creator. I do a lot of different things in Web3 or the Internet of Things, whatever you want to call it. I've been around the internet since before the internet even really was a thing because of my dad. And that was both good and bad growing up. So I've seen the depths of the internet and I've been here for the whole thing. And now here we are in Web3 where everybody's creative and everybody's coming up with cool stuff. And I'm so happy to just be able to be a part of it because I luckily found out how to use AI earlier this year, or no, last year. We just switched years. Sorry, guys, that's edibles talking. Um, yeah, last year learned how to use AI for part of my mental health recovery process. I experienced a mental health episode last spring around the end of March. And then after that, I had a long road to recovery that involved Twitter spaces, art, and arts and crafts, right? Like I was making stuff at home, I was baking things, I made a lot of edibles, and I learned how to do AI. And then in October, I created this collection of artwork with one of the AIs that was so magical, I couldn't hold it back. And I just said, you know what? I'm tired of not being a part of Web3 like officially. I think it's time I launch a art project. And I put out the Fired Up Fatties on OpenSea and a couple other places. I think there's still some on Rarible and a few that are available on Tessos. So if you want links to those, send me DMs if you want the Tessos link or the Wearable link. I can get you those links because there's some special fatties on those sites as well that are not on OpenSea.
You don't have anything you can pin up to the top that we could
I
see while
do,
you talk
yeah.
about it?
I can totally do that. I procrastinate sometimes until I'm told to do it. So that's pretty much where we're going here. So I'll pin up my most recent tweet that says what my deal of the month is, which is if you guys get 2 fired up fatties, I'm going to give you one 30-minute one-time sesh pass NFT, which a sesh pass NFT is my other project, which is a cannabis coaching membership project. Um, and I offer my cannabis coaching services through mental wellness check-ins once a month for either 6, 12, or 24 months if you purchase the membership programs. If you don't purchase the membership program and you want just a one-time session or even a few one-time sessions, those are available um, as well in 30-minute or 1-hour increments. And I have a calendar through a gated area on the link in my bio that you'd be able to book your sessions with me on that calendar once you link your NFT to that gated site. There's also a membership agreement on that site that you can fill out the form and submit the form to me. And the only people that will see that information are me and you. At this time, I'm the only coach for Sesh Pass. However, the goal is to eventually hire on more coaches to help fill the schedule out next year and the year after that as well. So for now, it's me, my skills. I am a nationally certified cannabis coach. I'm also certified with the National Alliance on Mental Illness as a peer support group facilitator. So I like to host cannabis and mental health space on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Here on Twitter. We do that space every Wednesday, and it's a public support space for anybody to come who does or does not use cannabis. You're more than welcome to come, even if you don't consume. And we will welcome you in and offer you a place to sesh with us and hopefully lift your spirits a little bit. So that's really the goal there, is to get people to feel better in the middle of the week, to get through the rest of the week and on to the next goal of the next week. But yeah, I would love to answer any questions if there are any questions. And, if you guys want to take a look at the Fired Up Fatties and, check those out, there's some really beautiful pieces of art there. What's up, Prophetic? How are you?
Hey, I was just letting you know I have not forgotten. Okay, I'm just waiting for the right moment to use that. Okay.
I was wondering, and I was like, should I send him a DM and say, hey, is it time for us to book our sesh yet? And then I'm like, nope, I'm not going to be too forward. I'm just going to chill and let him come to me when he's ready. So that's how I work, guys. Like, if you do get a sesh pass, I'm not going to be in your DMs pushing you to book your session, but you do have until the end of 2025 to book that session. So it's pretty much like you can use it right away if you want to. I recommend using it right away to get the session on the calendar. But if you need to wait because of whatever reason you're on, whatever reason, I'm not going to judge you. If you need to wait longer and you're just not ready to do it yet, that's totally fine. The calendar will be there. So this project just launched on the 4th of January. And Prophetic, you won the Sesh Pass, I think, in the last space that I was in. And you're the first one to have a Sesh Pass. So congratulations still to you, because that's still very meaningful to me.
Yes, I'm just waiting for a time when I can feel at ease and not like, because I'm always like working and such. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of weed and then I'm gonna give you a call.
I like the sound of that. When you feel ready, we'll do this thing and it'll be just fine and we'll get through it together.
Let's not joke. He's trying to win the second sesh so that he
I
has.
swear to God, I am. I swear to God.
Tonight, I'm actually giving away a piece of art that, it's funny we talk about one of one art, right? This is one I created 2 of because for some reason when I did it, it was supposed to test to see how I was going to list art for sale with Sesh Pass. So I made 2 copies of this NFT that I'm giving away tonight. And I think they're both listed right now in my stash jar NFT collection, not in the Fired Up Fatties collection. But I'm going to give away one of those tonight because there's 2 of them. And I'm going to keep the other one and delist it so that only me and the other person will have that piece of art. And then if they want to sell it, obviously they can. But, that's up to them. I'm not going to judge anybody for selling or reselling artwork. That's what it's here for.
For sure, for sure. If you guys haven't gone and looked at the Fired Up Fatties, you really should because they're great. I couldn't pick 2 favorites. I was trying to pick 2 favorites and there was just too many that I like, honestly.
And
there's
it's
dudes
hard to
and
pick
girls.
favorites with those. Like, I literally could never pick the best one. Like, I can never pick out which one is my favorite, the most favoritist. But I still have like big love for this one that's on my wall that isn't even listed on any platform. So that's my favorite one is one that I have a canvas print of that I don't think I listed anywhere at this time.
You also have those sweatshirts that I thought were really cute too.
Oh yeah, I totally have bigfatdelicious.com, guys. A stoner-centric, stonerwear type of website. I say stoner-centric, right? And I don't know why I say it that way, but it's definitely a stoner-centric website for clothing that fits almost any size, guys. I have been both 500 pounds and I have been as low as like almost 200 pounds. And I would be able to fit in pretty much any piece of clothing on this website, guys. So like it goes all the way down to double extra small up to 6XL for most of the stuff on the site. So like leggings, joggers, the joggers, however, there will be a shipping delay at the end of January because of the Chinese New Year. But other than that, everything else should be able to ship out within 7 to 10 days. There's also the Sad Degen collection, which has just kind of like a touch on mental health. And it says like some sweatshirts that say like too sad to smoke or never too sad to smoke, too sad to adult. But I don't think we have one that says never too sad to adult because who actually believes that?
Right.
But yeah, no, that was something I started up at the end of last year to really just put my art out in a different way. And I've been designing the clothes on there for the past couple of months, and I think it's just been really, really fun, but also very, very up and down with like anticipation, right? Like it's been a very up and down with anticipation of how it's going to go. But I really love some of the stuff on there. I have a few pieces myself that I can't stop wearing. So the clothes are pretty decent quality as well. I really enjoy them.
I'm all about the hoodies. I love my hoodies.
That It's a vibe hoodie. Everybody loves that one when I go to the dispensary, dude. Like that one is the perfect going to the dispensary hoodie in the winter. And it's a unisex hoodie. It could go for anybody, but it's great and it gets a lot of compliments every time I go out in it. So, and I live in a prohibition state, so I get a lot of compliments on that one when I'm at the gas station and stuff, and it's kind of funny. They're like, "Oh, hey, you like cannabis?" I'm like, "Yeah, do you like cannabis?" And then I have a bonding moment with some stranger in the gas station because we both like cannabis and we live a place where it's not really friendly.
It's definitely a community that loves to talk about cannabis with each other and find out who doesn't smoke and what they smoke and all of that.
Yeah.
And you're available on OpenSea and Rarible for the Cess passes, right?
OpenSea is where Sesh Pass is. Sesh Pass is specifically on OpenSea. Fired Up Fatties are on OpenSea. There's a few on Rarible, and then there's a few on a on Object, the Tesos Marketplace, I believe, is where I put those. But it's been a long time since I did that, so I'd have to go back and check it to see where those are at. So yeah, I can get those. But I think their links are in my the bottom part of my link in my bio. There's like a tree of links of sorts.
Can we get also a giveaway post up top so that people can
Yes.
enter? Don't
Let
forget
me
to enter,
go
guys.
find that.
Does anybody have any questions for her while she's looking for that? After hours, do you have any questions?
What are you? So you say you're using AI. What software are you using when it comes to that? And like, how did you like figure out, I guess, coming to this style that you have here?
For the Fired Up Fatties, I like to use Dolly 2, and that one specifically for that collection and that style of art. I've tried using the same prompts in different AIs, and it does not come out nearly the same at all. I like to use a specific artist from the past or a couple different artists actually from the past, and then different descriptive terms, as well as just like the generic prompt part that I would put in there every time would be like magical rainbow fat girl. Like that would be the generic thing that I would say every time in every prompt, but I would also say a whole bunch of other stuff and change it every single time to get different fatties every single time. So in my off OpenSea collection, I have like a couple hundred more Fired Up Fatties art pieces that I've not listed anywhere, but that I considered putting more up, and I don't think I did. I was going to do that this week, and it ended up not happening. So I think we're leaving it where it is. I'm leaving it where it is. I just ended up listing more of them that had gone unsold for a couple of months, and so now they're all listed. I believe more of them are listed closer to the floor price of 0.042. So that deal though does go while supplies last, guys. I'm just going to put it that way. So while supplies last on both the Fired Up Fatties and the Sesh Pass 30-minute slot NFTs that goes with that, because there's only 60 of the 30-minute Sesh Pass slots at this time. So yeah.
So everybody better go and get theirs.
Yeah, and I mean, ideally, I'd like to see this collection minted out or sold out in the first quarter of this year. Like that's a goal of mine, is to sell the Fired Up Fatties in the first quarter of the year. I didn't really work too hard to try to sell them last year, and I hate to say it that way, but it was more of a confidence thing than anything else. But I feel more able to talk about things now in spaces, now that I've hosted so many spaces and been in spaces with so many of you lovely people before. And even though this space is full of people that I haven't met, I still feel more comfortable now today to talk about myself and the artwork that I've created, because I believe in it so much, and I believe in both of these projects like wholeheartedly, that it's going to not only bring joy to people visually with Fired Up Fatties, but also bring relief when they can feel, just a private session with someone that is going to listen and be there and help them, like, not only learn but just listen sometimes is all you need. Like that's honestly what uh my best quality is when it comes to these sessions that I have, is just listening to the person that I'm with in the session, and letting them have the time to tell me whatever they need to tell me about what's going on in their life, so that I can understand why they might be looking to explore cannabis and just mental wellness check-ins as a whole, right? Like that's something that I feel very strongly that people don't oftentimes take advantage of help that's being offered to them. And when there's help out there, that even if it's just me, one person, like I'd still like to offer that assistance uh through this project, and also through the spaces I host on a regular basis. Like we do a pop-up space, and I think that's turned into a really positive area for people to come and just kind of hang out on Twitter when they don't feel the need to be in a structured space or doing work or something like that. I really love doing that as well. But yes, thank you so much for letting me talk. I'm going to smoke a little bit, and I'm going to, if anybody else has any questions, I'm going to just open it up one last time and then let Katrina move us on to somebody else.
So is this like an open mic where people can like just talk about art, music, and like weed, or how? What are the rules?
We're going to talk a little bit about art. We talk about weed as well, but we have like a listing of people that are talking here today. If you're one of those people, then yes, you can do anything of that nature.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, you know what? If I could just have like, I'm not kidding, maybe like 30, maybe 40, 60 seconds of you guys' time. My name's Rob Rico. I'm a professional freestyle rapper.
Rob,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but we do have some people that have already signed up, and I'd like to keep on schedule. But towards
Damn.
the end of the space, we can put you up.
All right. How long is the space?
A couple hours, give or take.
Oh, all right. All right. I'll hop on back then 'cause I gotta get some dinner, but I appreciate you for letting me know.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Rob.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yeah.
Rob.
What's up?
I want to encourage you to connect with Katrina, myself, or after hours, because we do host regular spaces where we definitely encourage you to get involved and to be a part of what we're doing here. And I trust me, where time is concerned out here in spaces, especially where we have preset a schedule, it's super
Mhm.
helpful for us to be able to stay with that schedule, especially where this is other like people's valuable time. But we
Of course.
really want to hear what you have to share with us. So I want to encourage you to reach out to Katrina, reach out to myself, reach out to After Hours, and get involved with us because we want to hear your music.
Sure, sure. I greatly appreciate that. I'll make sure to follow you, Katrina. I'll make sure to follow both you guys. My name is Robert Rico. I'm on the social medias _ Robert Rico. I've been featured on Epic Rap Battles of History, the Emmy-nominated YouTube series. Got a new EP out on Spotify, New Age Robert Johnson. I appreciate you guys for even letting me talk for a minute. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Just get in touch with us. We'll get you scheduled in next week.
I appreciate you. You have a good one. God bless.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let's move on to Leftover Joe. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. And I told I gotta say one thing real quick. I told After Hours I probably wouldn't smoke until later because I always just get super philosophical when I do, and I want to stay on task, but I couldn't help myself, so I'm right there with you guys. And it's my neighbor's weed who we're in Oregon. I'm in Portland, and we got some killer weed out here, and like a 5 milligram, 10 milligram edible is enough to knock me out. So I don't know if I could even think about 1,000. That just puts me in a coma just thinking about it. Anyway, so yeah, I actually just launched my very first ETH art collection tonight, like right before this space, and so I'm really excited about that. I've been an artist for a really long time. Used to just channel all my emotions and energy into just kind of randomly creating whatever was on my mind. I used to paint, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces a week. No planning, just kind of attack the canvas and see what happens. And that was a nice outlet for me. I've always kind of struggled with like bipolar and severe depression and things like that. Pretty much since I was in my teens. And so that was kind of my way of figuring all that out and having an outlet for that, and not really even knowing technically what all that stuff was at the time. So anyway, so I kind of kept creating into my 20s, then just kind of started pursuing like professional career and didn't really have the energy after dealing with people all day. I was kind of mentally exhausted, so I didn't have the energy to really create anymore. And then in my 30s, I kind of became more of a collector instead, because I still really appreciated the arts and wanted to
I think he's rugging. Can you hear me?
full-time. I left my full-time professional career in marketing after 18 years and kind of pivoted over to Web3 full-time in April of last year. And I'd started collecting NFTs like end of 21. So I was already familiar with it. Loved the art, loved everything that was going on with that space and the potential of Web3 and NFTs. Never really saw myself, though, kind of translating my own work over into the NFT space at the time for whatever reason. Just kind of pursuing more traditional projects and just kind of getting the lay of the land. And then about the summer of last year, I just, I kind of found the AI space and met some really amazing artists kind of randomly on Twitter, and just kind of found some like people that were instantly heroes for me in that space, like just out there, like doing what they wanted to do, saying what they wanted to say, creating amazing art. And a lot specifically through the AI space. And so I just looked at AI as another tool that while I was working 12, 14 hours a day trying to make a career in Web3, I didn't have a lot of time to do art, but I was feeling more creative than I had in decades. And so I just kind of, dove in, and I probably have 15, 20 different story ideas, theme collections already built out. I don't have them curated and kind of all figured out yet. But I launched the Enigma Diaries today, and that collection specifically is about like one of the biggest things that I kind of struggle with and like to think about is broadly, I guess, the meaning of life and just kind of how absurd life is. And you can try and try and try, and it's never really going to make sense. If you use logic, if you apply logic and try to make sense of life in our world and stuff, it's never going to, in my opinion. So to me, it's about finding meaning for yourself, like creating your own meaning. So I kind of vibe with the existentialists a bit. And so anyway, so I'm trying to explore through just kind of familiar sort of scenes. It's kind of like a photography look and feel, but still just kind of surreal scenes, and where there's some grounding to it. Like people in places may look familiar, comfortable, but then there's just something slightly unsettling about it. So that's kind of how I lean a lot of my work towards. And I always try to write up something along with it as well. So I have some Medium articles. One is kind of an intro to who I am and who I've been influenced by, etc. And then this latest one, I just published a Medium article about the Enigma Diary specifically, just my little statement on it. And then I have some unique writing for the descriptions on each piece. And right now, I know this is primarily one of one space, but like I said, I just launched, and I have big plans for this collection. And I have 3 editions of 3 right now. So 3 pieces, 3 of 3s, and I'm going to be launching some one of ones soon. I'm going to kind of bounce around and distribute the collection like that, so not just all at once. And
Hi guys, what's up everyone? You don't know who that is? We just did another my the whole thing. This will go on for probably 2 hours at least. This event. This one is more like any projects can be shared, and they just talk about real life shit. There are a bunch of other things. I mean, Can a Queen do? At least we do about a space a day, something like that. So, we're engaged with at least spaces every day. There's a lot of shit that goes on. A lot of really cool spots. Um, you'll get in the right ones. You can go hang out with, or at least be in the same room and listen to the same shit as some celebrities. And Elon Musk every now and then comes on. There's fucking hundreds of people in that fucking room. But there's a lot of some fucking projects out there, and then just projects in general. Fucking endangered species, shit like that. So it's pretty awesome. But I won't force it right in there and leave it down to our hour show. Twitter Spaces. It does have a bunch of amazing stuff. Thank you guys for if you jumped over or whatnot. This was some testing for some back end things and how it all operates for some future announcements. Yeah, you're gonna get to experience some other things. So this today you experience Twitter Spaces if you're watching it. Another day you're gonna experience something else, and then another day you're gonna be in a metaverse, and then on another day we're gonna go in that metaverse and get through a portal. That's ideally the roadmap that I've been smoking for fucking time. Yeah, I'm fucking wasted. Such actor. Well, dude, my video, I don't know if I showed. You just seen the camera. I had two males and one female, and when I tagged as a male, there's a fucking piece. And I agreed that it stinks. It's like burnt. It's fucking hot ass. We'll see if we get any fruity stuff. Nah, that's all right. Jawbreaker has so much fruit. We'll see. We'll see. Initially, it's a dirty tarry plant. Love it. It doesn't smell like dead animal. It smells like tar. And it's not fruit. But we'll see. They change. And it's a male, so. But I do like having a terpene profile on the male through. Like, it has something very distinct. So it just smell like plant. And then others don't. They smell like their own thing. So. All right. What am I playing? This is what's this here? Is this to share the screen? I think that's to share the screen. So we're gonna do this. Man, let's see. We'll go. We'll just do a quick one on the way out. I love faceless. What's the what's it doing? This documents. I don't. I do, but it's under video. There we go. Find it. What else we got here? Got kind of farm. Let's do kind of farm video. Is this? Yeah, it's kind of there we go. That's a good video. Love you guys. See you next time. All right, guys. Just fucked it up. Fucked it up. I got to hold my lighter while I smoke my joint for some reason. Makes me feel safe. Bring one down. You guys, well, shit. Oh, there we go. Volcanic Cup. You're going to hear a lot more about it. Some internal things. Those that got males. I also got males. Don't worry. Everything will be all right. Rockabye. Rockabye. And we got so much shit coming in, man. You got involved. You supported. You started something. You're finishing it. Yeah, the reward is going to be fun, and the opportunities amazing. So, thank you guys for believing in what we're doing by supporting it, listening it, and showing up week after week, day after day. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're here. And play podcasts. See you guys on the next one. Kindway Farms. Check them out.